You want to start?
Hello and welcome back to the beach here at Tor Abbey Sands, and we're here in Torquay for
the English Riviera SUPERCHAMPS, and so far it's been stunning. I have got bare feet. I can put my feet in the sea. I'm walking around on the grass and the sand with bare feet. It's late September. It couldn't be more beautiful today, could it, Simon?
It couldn't be, and I am not having bare feet. I've got my boots on, so if you see any slight adjustments of stance, that's what's happening. We're keeping a bit of peripheral vision on the waves coming in, which I've got to say are pretty beautiful today. We've got some incredible conditions here.
You've got kids playing in the sea over there. You've got little boats out. It's just beautiful. We've got some hopefully not too many jet skiers out here. We won't tell you what Brendan called them, but sailboats and motorboats. It's just stunning. So, and we are just about to start and show you the start of the distance race. We won't be covering it all because they literally head off into the distance for 7 kilometres and turn around and come back. So we'll catch the finish, we'll catch the winners, but we are going to show you the start because it's always interesting to see a mass beach start. Boys and girls going together, ladies and gentlemen going together, and we've got some great races here. We've got Annabelle Page, who's turned up to do this race, and she just got her board unpacked and got herself set up, and she has just come back from a very successful time in Denmark at the ISA World Sup and Paddleboard Championships.
So it's great to have her along, but we've also got some other athletes here, and I think the morning was dominated by Emily Evans of Wales, who came first in both the technical race for women and also the sprints. And there was a sort of Welsh theme to a lot of the competition today. A lot of the national paddlers, both past ISA, ICF medal winners, achieving a top spot, or at least towards the top of the positions today. So yeah, very, very good mornings paddling.
And they've just been given the 3-minute warning, so you can see that they are getting themselves ready and into the beach. They can be ankle deep in the beach, and then they are going to fly out in a mass start. It should be quite interesting because again you've got some paddlers who may not have attempted this kind of thing before, maybe won't be used to this kind of start before. You've got a lot who who've been all over this kind of racing for a long time, but let's just see how the start goes. Let's just give you a run through of the ladies racing today. So we've got Emily Evans, Holly Grist, Paula Roberts, Annabelle Page, Anuska Simpson, Jennifer Burke, Sarah Marshall, Carol Canal, Elaine Olfert, Gila Joff, Lorraine Grant, Helen Ambler, Emily King and Anna Sampson, and I believe Sarah Perkins is or isn't, I'm not sure. The jury's out. Can we see her on the start line? And the boys are racing with the girls, which is great. We've got a proper mass start here, so really exciting. We could do with the cloud just going over just for a little while we show you where they're headed, and then they'll be off round the headland. The waters around here, if you've never paddled here, the coves are stunning, and you lead all the way along these beautiful little beaches, and then you get to Brixham. It is just truly fantastic. So we've got this young lady coming in here. She needs to put her leash on.
And a 10.6 ride there. So
yep.
This is a race for all types of boards and abilities. And the idea of the Super Championships is to entertain these sort of world international level paddlers alongside people who have never raced before. And we've got a whole mix of those in this 14-kilometre distance race.
Yeah, so I am not sure. Well, let's give the boys a shout out as well. Well, let's see them off, and then we'll give the boys a shout out. Chris McDonald, Luke Chinnock, Tom Barnett, Dan Stolworthy, Dean Rice. We're not sure. George Bryan. Here we go. 10-second warning. Off they go.
There we go. The traditional.
Brendan is racing actually on the right.
Yeah, the traditional Super Championships horn being blown there as we head off. There's a couple of fallers already.
Yep, I can see Sarah Perkins, she's definitely racing. Let's see who's at the front. Brendan is on the right here, and Emily Evans is in the middle. She's on the Sonova. I can see Denzel again. I bet Chris will be racing here. We've got a 1 and a 1 for them, so it'll be interesting to see who wins this. And you've got Annie Page on the SIC, and she's paddling out right. They're going to head off to the right to go round the pontoon.
And then it is all right to that far coastline. There's a bit of a circuitous route happening there, and then because there's all sorts of complications like seagrass meadows and other water users before they eventually head back, and they finish round the pontoon and then back through these flags here.
Looks
which
like
will be
Brendan
the finishing line.
Prince has gone round there first, which is good to see. Local waters, strong paddler Brendan, and he'll want to do well in his own race, won't he, Simon?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Local bragging rights. There's quite a few local paddlers taking part in this, as you'd expect in this first Super Championships. But yeah, Brendan setting off at a fair old lick there, but being overhauled. And
Annabelle Page.
Yes,
that is.
There we go.
And hotly following her is Emily Evans. So those two paddlers were competing in the World Championships in Denmark last week, and did incredibly well. Annie was part of Team England, who came 5th out of 41 teams, missing out on a copper medal by 18 points.
Wow.
Bearing in mind the points were sort of 10,000 for, you know, 4th place. So 18 points in the grand scheme of things was
absolutely
really
nothing.
So
and quite an amazing performance, particularly from the English prone paddleboarders. They're getting 3 golds in total, which was just a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, so we've got Annie and Emily who've overtaken the boys, and that is of course music to my ears, because we like the girls giving the boys a run for their money. And off they go. You've got Brendan out there at the front, and you've got a couple of guys following there, and I'm not sure who they are, but I'm guessing Chris McDonald will be up there. Someone's just plopped in the water there. We can't see good enough to see who that is. They're all just shadows at the moment. We've got silhouettes. We're going to see them go around the first headland, and then we're going to jump off the live feed. So anybody who's watching, thank you so much, and we will be coming back for the finish, won't we, Simon, to see the winners come in? Yeah,
we absolutely will do. And you know, it's quite a day, quite a weekend of paddling. There's lots going on. We've got the Fort Boyard races going on in France, and we've also got GB SUP happening on Sunday. Yep. So lots and lots of SUP activity, but you know, it's great to have 2 such prominent female athletes paddling. And you know, as we said, the ISAs last week in Denmark, them turning up. Emily's paddled every race, hasn't she? So she's already done the technical and the sprints today. So you know, whether or not she's got more gas in the tank, I don't know. She's obviously built for distance anyway, performing brilliantly in the first SUP 12 that she competed in. So and she just kept going. So yeah, she will.
Can I give another shout out to another race that's happening in Crete? So it is an ICF race, and we've got Blue Ewer there. He won the technical yesterday, and let's hope he's won the distance today, because he'll be the overall champ there. And I'd love to give a shout out to my very, very good friend Andrea Richardson, who's taken herself off there to just get stuck in, go and see how she fared, and she got a 3rd in the technical yesterday, which she said was pretty challenging, going out from a sheltered area and then out into very, very washing machine conditions. But Blue Ewer won that technical event, so fingers crossed. It might all be over by now. We might have the results, but we wish Blue well. He again has done incredibly well, paddled for Team England in Denmark, and came away with 2 7th and a 5th, his best ever results. His results just keep getting better and better.
And as the races disappear into the distance there, obviously a bit far away to call where things are at the moment, but this is a 14-mile race, and they're heading off into the distance there, along these this fantastic Torbay coastline, which is beautifully protected, as you can see by all of this landmass, and means that you can have these very sort of benign, glassy sort of conditions, and perfect to race on. And earlier this year we were here with SUP 12, enjoying rather similar conditions, slightly windier I think it was that time, but this is a great place to have these sort of events. And this is the first time that we've done this particular event, isn't it? The Super Championships, the English Riviera Championships from Torbay, and something that people are definitely engaged with. I think we've had a lot of last-minute entries through, so obviously capturing people's imagination.
Definitely, and we've got SUP Polo going on in the marina as we speak. That's been going on all day, so we've seen a few social media posts about that, and they're having a great fun. There's a couple of broken paddles already, which is it's a tough old game, but we hope some new paddlers or new rookies to SUP Polo have got stuck in there. We'll find out later. We're going to head that way when the racing here is finished, and maybe catch a little bit of it later. And we'd just like to say thank you so much to Brendan Prince for having the vision for this event as something a little bit different. We've got some great racing in the UK, as you know, the National Series, the races that people put on, the historic races like Head of the Dart, Battle of the Thames not happening anymore, SUP the Creek, which is coming up in October, but we've got some really, really good racing, but this feels a little bit different, and there's a good 4-year vision plan here for that, with the full backing of the council and some really good sponsors to this event. So it's great to be part of it. We're very grateful, aren't we, Simon?
Oh, absolutely. And the purpose of this is to involve new paddlers, to attract new paddlers to start taking part in these sort of races. So our work very much akin to Aqua Paddle and some of these other initiatives to engage leisure paddlers and to expand their time in the sport. And it's not just the racing and the competition, it's all about good vibes, and certainly it's something that we see in all of these events, particularly down here in Torbay. SUP 12 was fantastic, and really captured people's imaginations, and certainly this event seems to be doing the same.
And the great big paddle parade as well, which we mustn't take anything away from, which is held from this very beach, and then they pick up paddlers on the way. 650 paddlers this year, and the weather was very tricklesome for them. So, for 650 paddlers to say, no, we're doing this, we're coming, we'd love to get all rows involved in this event. So we'll see for next year. It's going to be exciting to to have the dates for either of those events released when they've got everything in place, and we'll add them to our calendar. So please, if you're on social media, look on our link tree, which you will find at the top of our Facebook page and the top of our Instagram, and we've got a UK and worldwide SUP race calendar and links to other people like Total SUP World Rankings, Stand Up Magazine, who have their own race series as well. So you can find races all around the world, but ours are predominantly the UK and some of the bigger events as well. So check in on that.
Yeah, so whatever level of SUP nerdery you're looking for, between us I think we can probably satisfy that need. So as deep as you want to go, but one of the best things about the sport is the people and the vibe and the supportiveness and the inclusivity, and because we're such a relatively new sport, we obviously have the ability to be able to shape the culture more directly, and certainly the vibes here have been fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to going down and checking out the SUP Polo after this distance race has been finished.
Yeah, but we'll be back with the end of the distance race, so set your notifications. Simon, I don't know if you can check the screen, see if anybody's been watching, and we can give them a little shout out, because it's always nice, we always appreciate.
Yes, absolutely. So Chris McDowell, thank you for watching.
Now Chris McDowell is watching from Australia. Chris McDowell was someone I met in GB SUP National Series. She's a Northern SUP race team member, and she used to do the NISCO. She did very, very well. She's gone over to live with her family, her grandchildren and her I think her daughter. But Chris McDowell is constantly following our adventures, and we really appreciate your support, Chris. We know you miss the SUP community here, but we do believe that you are building your own SUP community and tribe over there, and we wish you well. And don't you worry, my darling, when we come over to Australia, we are coming to visit you big time.
Absolutely, yes. When we go on to Fabrizio Fedeli.
Sounds like you might be somewhere abroad. We really hope that you are, Fabrizio, and we hope that you're watching maybe from Italy, or it sounds quite Italian or Spanish. Thank you so much for watching.
Got Sarah Edwards.
Sarah, thank you so much for watching. I think I recognise your name from somewhere, somehow, but brilliant that you're watching.
And Steve Pye, I don't know whether you've heard of Steve Pye at all.
I know him as Daddy Pye. Daddy Pye from the infamous Pye family, all of them raced over the years. Ben was just brilliant, went off on ICF, ISA world events, did very, very well. Steve Pye and Joe have raced a lot, they're brilliant. They SUP North Devon, check them out. And Holly Pye at the moment has or is going to do the Fort Boyard Challenge in France, and that is where they get taken off in a big boat, their boards are thrown in the water, they jump in after them, and they all paddle back. So great race.
We have Karen Greener, and Bruce has been on as well.
Oh my goodness,
the golden
Karen,
couple.
The golden couple. So Karen again, I met at a UK NISCO event down in Swanage, Emsworth, and very nervous, only been paddling for a few weeks, paddled with Bruce, and just very, very nervous and tentative about getting stuck in, but with some encouragement from the people who knew what it was all about. Karen got on the water, did the first little event, then did the second, then did the last, and did the 3 disciplines, came off smiling, then went on to win the UK NISCO. She became a champion at their event, and is just the most lovely supportive girl to us, to the SUP community, and her partner is Bruce, and Bruce is a legend.
Exactly. Paul Stokes.
Paul Stokes, great name for paddleboarding, Paul. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and you come back later to see who the winners are.
We've got Sarah Lewis, Caris Parker.
Sarah Lewis, if that's the Sarah Lewis that lives in my hometown, that is great that you're watching, Sarah. I hope it is you, and I wish you every success with your book that you're writing. And Sarah just loves paddling. She travels all over the place in her camper van and does some great posts and everything, so that's great. Caris
and Cassandra Thompson-Jones, welcome as well.
Yeah, we know both those names. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the other side.
Absolutely, and I can see that there's a rugby game breaking out behind us, so because I have a Pavlovian response to that sort of thing, I've got to go and get involved.
Meanwhile, I'll go for coffee. See you later, guys. Thank you so much for watching.